the metaphor of being a good gardener is always like such a beautiful one that I come back to a lot, and I think about a lot of when, if we go back to this idea that the doing wellness, right? The doing health, right? Like I'm gonna do my workout today, right? And I'm gonna make my vegetables, right? Like those are like we're planting seeds in our garden, and then it's the nurturing it, right? With the warmth and the sun and the water, which is all those other things that we talked about, which is just like sitting in a cabin for a weekend with someone and not being on your phone, right? Like that's giving it time for those seeds to begin to blossom and to bloom. And it's hard because we never know like when these things are going to fruit, but like just keep planting the seeds, right? Keep planting the seeds and keep taking care of the garden. And I find that, for a more personal thing, if you want to reflect back on whatever challenges you might have with regards to your body or your health, right? And whether that's like patterns of eating in ways that you don't want to eat, or like issues around, not liking your body and the way it looks or the way it feels, I think it's really important and a really helpful check-in that you can do. And it to Jason's thing of just like, is this an older part of me that's just speaking for me right now? Like, right? Like the moment I feel that little thing of like, ooh, maybe it's around food or something, and I'm like, ooh, like, yeah, that's not something I want to eat. I can't eat that or whatever. And I'm just like, wait a second, is that old Jeff just speaking? Right. And so to Jason's point as well, it's like, we can listen, like old Jeff has something to say. It's data, but it doesn't have to be a directive. So I can take that data and say, oh, thank you for that data. And guess what? I got it from here. All right. And I can make a different decision. So I'm inviting in new Jeff and saying, oh, what does new Jeff have to say about this? Well, yeah, you know what? Maybe it's not a big deal. Maybe everything's great. And usually everything's pretty good. Let's be real here in terms of, the relative privilege and things that we have in our lives, right? Like most things are pretty good.